Update 6 is almost upon us, and I'm here to go over everything that we know, or that I know is in the update, and overview it for you guys who don't have the chance to play it just yet, and what there is to look forward to you. And I'm also going to include at the end what's not in the update. Now, the biggest one that isn't in the update, there's no new dinosaurs. However, let's just dive right into the video and overview this whole update for you guys. Let's get it. Let's start off with the humans. So the Generation 2 is the humans that are coming to the Isle of Evrima. Now, remember the human test from last year where you could walk around, have a torch, and that's pretty much all you could do? Well, it's pretty much the same as that. Now, humans that are coming to the game in this update will not be enabled on official servers. The reason for this is because they're not that fleshed out enough to have a core gameplay loop, so they can't be in the official servers because they're literally just walking sacks of meat. Anyways, for the humans, there are some key points here. The model looks pretty neat. They have clothes, new clothes on them now, because before they didn't. They had a weird suit, but now they actually have clothing on them. They come with a torch as well by default. Instead of night vision, you press F to bring up the torch, you know, F for flashlight pretty much. Humans have two attacks at the moment, a punch and a kick. The kick is very effective against small dinosaurs. This is something that I found out when I was streaming the other day and I kicked a baby Carnotaurus to death. Look into its eyes. It's friendly called me. And everybody wants me to kick it. Ah! Humans can drink water, but they can also eat meat from corpses of dinosaurs and eat fruit as well. They are omnivores, so they can eat meat and fruit, which is pretty cool as well. And finally, humans can lay down, crouch, sit, jump, and they have a pretty good swimming speed. Other than that, there's pretty much nothing else to do with humans in the Isle. It's more of something that I feel is just added because it was said that it was going to be added by the end of the year. That's what I think and why I think that they're in this update. And maybe because, yes, you can now play in first person mode, and in the future you can build off of it. Now let's get into the next part, the core part, and that is Gore. The Gore system is actually pretty cool, and it goes into expanded diets as well, which I'm briefly going to go over as well, because that was one thing that I technically didn't get to experience too much. That being said, firstly, the Gore system does not include AI Gores, so there are no Gores for AI like the Boar or Compy bodies. Dinosaurs do have Gore, and it's actually pretty cool to see. When a dinosaur dies, you can use your bite attack to bite at the corpse, which will slowly reveal its bones and its organs. Then you can eat it. These organs include the intestines, the lungs, the heart, and the stomach as well. The stomach is the most interesting as it gives you nutrients based off of what the player you killed had last eaten or its diet overall, which is actually pretty cool. Each organ additionally is a different nutrient, so will technically benefit your diet in different ways. These are, for the heart, it's protein, for the lungs, it's carbs, and for the intestines, it's the lipids. Stomach, like I said, gives what the person you killed had previously eaten into your diet. The Gore system is pretty cool. However, over time, one of the coolest things is the corpses slowly rot away. That is amplified when you bite it. So there's different stages the corpse will go through as it slowly goes and fades away into nothing and rots over time. Additionally, meat will rot, and rotten meat will show on the scent bar, as well as the fact that the heart, the lungs, the intestines will also show on the scent bar as well, through their specific diet path, so carbs, protein, and lipids. I will also say, with the Gore system, I noticed more Compies and Pterodactyluses swarming bodies. In this stress test, they would actually quite quickly spawn in and swarm a body. As soon as I killed something, I could see a bunch of Pterodactyluses starting to fly in, and then another time when I killed something as well, I saw a bunch of Compies swarm the body, which is actually really cool. It's cool seeing the corpses do what they do now. However, I do want to stress that scarring is not in this update as well. This was explained by the developers. Essentially, the task had grown bigger than what it was, and it's not ready for anything yet, and it's going to be in a future update due to the system being as big as it is. But yeah, now let's move into the expanded diets. diet system has been expanded upon further. Now this is something that I didn't get to properly test, so I've broken it down from previous comments from the developers, and I'm going to give a brief explanation on this as well. And it's actually really nice now. Diets are being reworked and the system is being enhanced. There are more control for players for what dietary buffs and advantages they want. Slots are not locked to a specific nutrient anymore, but you can essentially choose what you want to fill those slots. As far as I'm aware, you can fill these slots with anything and mix and match that diet with any other diet you want to create some different buffs and advantages to your dinosaur. This allows you to essentially customize your diet and how you play in the game, and I really like the idea to that. Now, I hadn't had enough time to properly go into it because I haven't had enough time to play the game. However, I will say if someone has tested it enough, could you outline it in the comments, and then I'll probably use that as a pinned comment so everybody can see that. But yeah, no, this new diet system has been expanded a ton. It's a lot better than before from what I could tell, and it's actually really nice. It's streamlined, it's nice, it works, and it's great. And I'm happy to see that it's gotten reworked and it's not as finicky as it was before. Some other stuff here. Firstly, you've got eye customization. You can now customize the dinosaur's eyes with different amounts of colors, from oranges to yellows to blues to reds to greens and other colors as well. Here's a showcase from the stream the other day where I was doing an eye customization on the Omniraptor, and that also ties into another thing. Some other stuff that have been added. Utahraptor has now been renamed to Omniraptor. I'm under the assumption that maybe in the future Utahraptor will come in as a different form. And additionally, the water quality is a lot better now. Look at the water textures, it's insane. The water looks a lot murkier, and you can see as it gets deeper, it gets murkier. You've got that classic brown watery look when you look into a dirty, muddy river, and it looks really cool. I like it a ton. That's probably one of my favorite things from this update. It's very subtle, it's very nice, and it just works so much better. It makes the water look so much more realistic. There are some stuff that is missing, and if you want to skip this part, I've already gone over everything that's in the update and you don't want to hear me rant, you can quite happily stop the video here. However, scars are not in this update, and the other big one is the migration system is not in this update either. Migrations, as the developers have said, are reliant on the gateway map, as it's designed with that mechanic in mind, and gateway isn't coming in update 6, which is fine because we all knew that. However, someone did say that they told us it was in a dev blog and it was going to be in update 6, but they weren't confident in it. So why tell us about this and then go against it? Which the devs replied with, you shouldn't be confused. You should set your expectations based on what we have on the roadmap, because that's what we are committed to for that particular update. And now we go into the ramble, because it's me a little bit angry here, but I want to voice my opinion on this whole debacle. In recent dev blogs, the main discussion was of course update 6, and in those discussions was the migration system. The best example here is devblog 28, where Felipe said himself regarding update 6 the progress is going well and we can split it into different categories. He then split it into a variety of categories, and guess what? Migration and diets were one of them. So this brings up the fact that yes, migration system was discussed in a devblog as a fact of something that was going to be in update 6, and it's not going to be in update 6. We weren't even told that the gateway map was for the migration system until the other day, and that let everyone down a lot. The argument then goes back to this: if it's on the Trello, don't take it literally. However, humans are not on the Trello, so why are they in update 6? Especially considering it seems like they were talking about these a lot and focusing on them quite a bit this year, but all that's really happened with humans is a texture change, the fact they can eat, kick and punch, and that's pretty much it. There is nothing you can do with humans, and it'll get very boring very quickly. Yes, it's fun for a little while, but it's got no gameplay loop at all. This is where the issue lies that I have. This is where my issue lies. You can't say if it's not on the Trello, it's not coming in the update, when there are stuff in the update that are not on the Trello, like eye customization and humans. I understand eye customization is cool and all, but I feel like the people might have wanted something a bit more fleshed out than customizing eyes on top of the Gore system. I'm not too sure here. Now, I'm also confused why humans were pushed as much as they were, considering you might as well have just added them into the game last December, because they're in the same state now as they were in last December. And that's just a bit iffy. Why balance a game around humans when the humans that you've added into the game can't do anything? They have no sense of balance because they literally have nothing to do. And that's where my disagreement lies with the stuff that the dev said and the missing of the migration system. And don't even get me started on what's listed on the Steam page for the game. That's a different kettle of fish. And I feel like I'm going to get a lot of disagreement on this little ramble here because yes, it's a foundation update. However, it's taken them 6 odd months and apparently they're working on it before update 5 to make this update. That seems like it could have been released a lot sooner. Hopefully development picks up in the future, but I'm curious what you guys think about the lack of other stuff in this update. I want to know what you think, and yeah, I'd love to know what you think about this one. Anyways, guys, that is that. There we have it, the update 6 overview, as best as I could put it, and as condensed as I could put it. I might have missed a few things out here. However, of course, there'll probably be some more overviews that will probably be bigger than this one and a lot more streamlined and without a ramble at the end. But yes, let me know what you think about this. I want to know what your thoughts are on the missing content, because I know this is something that will be quite diversive. Some people would argue, yes, it's not in the Trello, so it shouldn't be in the update, and some would argue, but it was explained to be in the update. I'd love to know what side of the fence you are on. Anyways, guys, if you are new, feel free to subscribe, and this is the final video before Christmas. I have a stream tomorrow, but if you're not there for that one, I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.